I was driving home the day of orientation, my very first day of college, and I was all full of stories that I was going to tell my mom and dad. And I pulled into the driveway, and my dad was there, and he said, "Can I talk to you a minute before we go into the house?" He told me that my mom had been to the doctor and they were starting to talk about cancer.
In September of 2014, I was diagnosed with stage 3C colon cancer. I underwent 6 months of FOLFOX chemotherapy, followed by 5 weeks of radiation. When those scans came in, we discovered that there were nodules in my lungs that were concerning.
At the time, I was going through college, so I was not really aware of what was going on, and I never admitted to myself, my mom is dying, she could die.
Been doing research, my husband had been doing research, and we knew that there were other options besides more chemo. I contacted the National Institutes of Health to find out about a particular trial that I had read about online. Eventually, they determined that I would be a good candidate for that trial. They invited me to come to Bethesda for screening.
Once Mom had been accepted into the trial and everything was looking really optimistic, her fellow offered to let me go on grand rounds with him at NIH. And when I went home that day, I didn't want to leave. I just knew I want to be a research physician.
I had a partial lung resection at the NIH, and when I woke up in the ICU, I was cancer-free.
You have to be your own advocate. The medical community goes by standard of care. You may choose to deviate from standard of care, and your physicians will typically not.
Patients need to be completely informed about their disease process and the options available to them. My mom knew what she wanted. She knew what kind of quality of life that she wanted to have for herself. Having that knowledge as a medical student, I think, was very important for me to realize how I need to treat patients when I am a doctor one day.